marvellous start by Elam. Just plonked it halfway down the pitch. And Paul Terry's an experienced man. He's played a couple of tests for England too.
There's a bit of movement there, but certainly pitched very short and wide. Terry was very quick onto that.
Slow ball spotted and stroked away. A long boundary cross there to the mound today.
Nicely stroked away by Terry, who's been in pretty good form. That's the best possible answer. Now Simon Hughes is in the commentary box with us this morning. Morning, Simon.
Morning, Richie. Morning, everyone. Good shot there by Paul Terry. Just clipping a foolish ball, half volley, up the hill for 4, and maybe Alan Eggleston just straining a little bit for a wicket.
Just superb, Carl Hooper.
Magnificent acquisition for Kent, Carl Hooper. A real quality all-round cricketer. Look at that, casual as you like.
Gosh, the fielding's been good this morning. Fleming.
Matthew Fleming, great stop here. Desperation. He's going to have a good cleaning bill at the end of this game, but I'm sure he can afford it.
There's that stroke to bring up the half-century. The gap has been left there at mid-on, and the batsmen are taking full advantage of it. Terry in particular is getting down the track to play the on drive. Oh, shot. That's Terry. Very strong on the onside and in form.
Craig perhaps just falling away a little bit here, because bowling from the nursery end does make you sometimes lose your head slightly. You fall away in delivery a little bit too early, and he directed that down the leg side.
Oh, really got to the pitch of that. That's good footwork.
Good cricket. These boys have both played very well. They've picked the spot, not taking any silly risks, run well between the wickets, and a good positive start.
Jonathan Ayling being preferred to the spinner, Maru, and Bobby Parks keeping wicket. And again, a perfect piece of timing. That ball was only stroked away, and still it's 4.
Yes, I think when Mark Nicholas lost the toss, he would have been delighted to say, well, we haven't lost a wicket in this first hour. We've got 66 on the board. He'd be absolutely delighted.
Out. Wrong length to sweep. It was the length that did him, and that's the first wicket. Middleton LBW to Hooper for 27, and Hampshire in the 19th over, 68 for 1. New batsman Robin Smith. No helmet.
So another is LBW. Now you've got to decide whether the pad is in a line wicket to wicket. Well, it is marginal. Certainly some part of the pad is outside the line of the off stump.
That shows the fullness of length, really, which that's what did him, because he'd got no room at all with his arms to swing, all tucked up. No control in that shot at all. As Raymond said, part of the pad is outside, equally part, and it hit the inside of that front pad, is in line. That's all Hampshire had to decide. Alan Iggleston to come back. That's Smith away.
Been in the best of form, Robbie Smith, just lately. He missed out in the Test match, and he's a player that I think he's an anxious player. I think he's the best starter in the world. He's a little bit nervous. Many times you see him put that left leg down on the wrong line of the ball, just as he pushes forward nervously. But once he gets in, then he's certainly a destroyer of ball. Very powerful.
Well, that's beautifully timed. On the offside, he's a ferocious striker of the ball, but that was as delicate a piece of timing as you could see.
Yes, and this is the point I made about Alan Iggleston. He's heard 2 or 3 times now on that leg side already. Now, he never did that once, I don't think, bowling from the pavilion end, and it is different getting used to it. So he's conceding runs that he certainly wouldn't have conceded from this end. Also, he's not swung the ball as much as he did from this end.
That is Smith's area, but it could have been his downfall. So often we see that with the batsman. His strength is sometimes his weakness.
Well, this swung, but it was well wide. And in fact, just about a wide-ish, I think. Going wider, extra bounce. And that's probably the reason that Robin Smith missed it. But well wide.
Well, that's the best ball that Iggleston's bowled since he came back at the nursery end. You bring one back against the slope, it always seems to move that bit more.
Yes, and again, there's that bounce there. See that bounce just about waist high. And Poulter is quite a tall person, he's well over 6 feet. So there's that extra bounce there in this pitch. It's not quick, only slow bounce, but it just encourages the bowler.
Well, that's where Robin Smith is so strong. Wasn't all that short or wide, but very strong player on the offside. Hampshire being put into bat. Mark Benson won the toss. Bobby Parks keeping wicket. Connor fit. Maybe an inside edge, too close for the dab shot that he tried, and the move of Benson has paid off. Iggleston strikes. Good innings from Paul Terry. Out for 41, and Hampshire now 86 for 2.
Gower and Robin Smith, these are no doubt about the 2 big guns. If these 2 play well, then probably Hampshire win the match. So Ken could be very keen to make a breakthrough here.
Yes, in the first 90 minutes it's been really all Hampshire, but a wicket now will turn the morning Kent's way. Fairly moderate tournament record, just averaging 28 compared with Robin Smith at the other end, virtually double that. Fine take.
A bit of excitement in the Kent side there. No movement from umpire Mervyn Kitchen. Well, I think just going off the thigh pad. Yeah, certainly off the thigh pad. But it is a shot that Gower has got out to, just flipping it around the corner.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled, and really, if it is starting to rain a little steadier, as appears to be the case, then all that Smith and Gower will want to do is to hang in there until they go off.
Well, that's a tremendous delivery. Not only the swing and movement of the seam, but extra bounce as well. Well, a perfect shot there. Well, 2 or 3 of those, Alan Nicholson, and got no reward, and that's why I say when he gets a wicket with not a particularly great delivery, he's thoroughly deserved it.
That's good reply from Smith. You had the best of bowling and the best of batting in 2 successive deliveries there.
Yes, there's no real flourish or follow through. It looked like a forward defensive shot there, just about. There you are, just a solid block and 4 runs.
No ball call, and they will pick up 2 as well. And up comes the 100 for Hampshire. Brown 8, Smith on 19. And then out Terry for 41 and Middleton for 27.
Alan Eggleston completing his spell, 11 overs for 1 for 39. A little bit unlucky, not really flattered by his figures there. He bowled very well, particularly from the pavilion end at the beginning, and deserved a couple of wickets. Experienced player, and he's done a good job for Kent.
It's a good effort from Steve Marsh. 3 to go on to the Hampshire total, and to Robin Smith as well. One of the more difficult types of wicket-keeping chance.
Yes, you wouldn't have seen much of that, Steve Marsh. He made a great effort for it. And an underrated keeper, Steve Marsh. Somebody that the England selectors would do well to have a look at.
That's a beautiful stroke. It wasn't all that short. There's a bit of bounce there, and he just laid his ears back. Much more visible than they used to be too.
And it was a much quicker ball from Hooper as well. He just put a little bit more on that, hitting middle and leg. That's a shot, a product of one-day cricket. Smith's great strength.
It's a fine stroke too. Almost a straight bat sweep. Richard Davis in his first over, taking over from Eggleston at nursery end. Forced removal of Eggleston because he'd finished 11 overs in this 55 over a side maximum game. Well, even Fleming can't get that. He's as quick as they come.
Really, that was not a wide ball. It's just fractionally short, but it's the strength of Robin Smith, his heavy bat, his immense forearms that give that the power to get to the boundary.
Heads in hands for Kent. Wasn't much of a ball, but it should have produced a wicket.
Just carried to Mark Benson.
Mark Elam comes back now at the pavilion end. Goal from the nursery end early on. That saved a certain boundary. That was beautifully fielded. I might have got the single from it, but it certainly saved 3 runs.
Width that Robin Smith likes, and he's got onto that very well. A great committed fielding by Trevor Ward.
And 50 for Robin Smith. He had a couple of brilliant overs, and the rest he's been pushing for singles and twos. Very, very good knock for Hampshire. 69 balls.
2 more runs were added before lunch. They came off at 1:15 for lunch, and then the rains came down. We had a long wait, and then after 4 o'clock, play got going again, and with just 1 run added now, we see Matthew Fleming bowling to Robin Smith.
Well, a terrific piece of fielding.
Yes, that's captain's example there, Mark Benson. Brilliant. Certainly saved a few runs because there's a big gap behind him.
Brings up the 150 for Hampshire. Remember, we're in the 40th over, and rain is starting to fall. Brollies go up, and sadly the players go off. Tea has been taken, and with this innings likely to extend for about another hour. In the absence of any more interruptions, Kent would therefore start their innings roughly at 5:45, and with play able to go on until 8 o'clock, unlikely that the game will be completed today. The weather looking altogether better. I tell you what, you won't see anything harder hit than that, unless it's by Smith himself again later in the innings. He is a ferocious square cutter.
Yeah, it's surprising how quickly he can pick that bat up, because it does weigh a ton. I tried it in the nets yesterday, but certainly when he swings it like that, it stays hit. Tremendous power.
Mark Benson couldn't get to that. Elam can.
Tremendous blow there on the up, and you just saw that little bit of difference in the outfield there. That would certainly have gone for 4 before the rain came. So this 166 they've made at the moment, that's worth another 10 or 20 runs. You see that on the up, and that ball stopped just short of the boundary.
Oh, that's close. Well, not at 28 off 50 deliveries. And in fact, 24 of those 28 runs have been singles. So not the flashing gow that we saw at Old Trafford, and played some dazzling strokes there. Well, there's one. Again, a well-set field. And really, Ray, to David Gower's credit, that he's giving Robin Smith his head, and it's so easy to try to blaze away at both ends, and suddenly you're in trouble. Elam onto it. He's a fine fielder. Doesn't help the wet ball there, and that's one of the problems that Ray Illingworth was on about. This outfield, they dragged the rope round to try and get rid of the surface spray, but still some moisture there. People who wonder what difference that makes for the seam bowlers in particular. Once it isn't a matter of difficulty in holding the ball, they can dry that. Once the stitching of the seam becomes wet, it doesn't bite, there's no movement. That's the biggest handicap of all to any bowler.
great difficulty then trying to get any shine on the ball once it gets wet. By the time you've got a bit of shine on, it gets wet again and nearly impossible.
That must be close, and he's out. David Gower looking to play that leg side. Fleming has struck. How often does he do this? A real flair cricketer. And David Gower goes LBW to him for 29. We're in the 44th over, and now Hampshire 171 for 3.
Yes, he'll be a bit disappointed there, David Gower.
Great piece of cricket.
Well, I think everything that's good about one-day cricket there. Half volley, beautiful shot, really middle, and a fine piece of fielding, beautiful return.
That's Neil Taylor. And this has been one of the strengths of Kent's cricket this season. Their out cricket, their bowling is tight. Their fielding always good and often brilliant.
Picked it up quite beautifully. Minimum effort there and maximum effect. Just a lovely pick-up off his toes, and it disappeared away over mid-wicket.
This is very much Mark Nicholas's shot. Very strong on the leg side. That's a short boundary. It's just what Hampshire need.
Beautifully deflected. Back to yes, it was. Just the inside edge, nice turn of the wrist. That's what Hampshire must do. .13 off the over. That is precisely what Nicholas wanted. Kent have hung in there. They've dragged themselves back 2 or 3 times from what could have been a disastrous situation. But now Hampshire have just got away from them again. 5 overs, 1 for 35 from Fleming. Could be out. It is not. It's 4. The chance there would have been very difficult. It's a dark, dank afternoon. But the fielder himself will be disappointed.
Trevor Wall was in a little bit there because it's a slow outfield and he's looking to try and save 2. And it's a long way out there, so that was really quite a good hit by Mark Nicholas.
There's another one now. Elam is the man under it, and Nicholas is hauled out. Well, that is a great bonus for Kent because Hampshire were getting away from them. Fleming has picked up the wicket, and full credit to him. It's not at all easy for the bowlers out there. Instructions there from the captain to Robin Smith on how to go about the last 6 overs. Ongoing instructions. And the captain himself dismissed for 25. That could be the answer. Just go and fetch it.
That, unfortunately, is what happens if you don't quite get it in the block hole.
That's good thinking by Smith. Fleming saw him coming, dropped it short. Well done, beautifully thrown. Taylor out in the boundary, Fleming over the stumps. Good cricket. Marshall wanted the second run. Robin Smith really had no chance, providing the ball was gathered in and thrown. Smith says, don't worry, to Marshall. They're looking for everything they can pick up in these last few overs. And Smith run out for 90. Only 109 balls. Lovely innings.
It's quite an un-Robin Smith-like innings in a way, full of lots of fairly firm pushes for ones and twos rather than major boundaries. And a very unselfish batsman, Robin Smith, as well. He realised that he wasn't going to make it, but he still tried to get the second run in the team's interests. A more selfish player would maybe have sent Malcolm Marshall back there, but he was really trying hard to make sure every run counted for Hampshire. Wasn't really on a second because it's such a short boundary and Taylor had in his hands. Got rid of it very quickly. Smith slipped a little bit anyway on the turn. He was well short. Hard task here for Mark Elam, who has to come back on for the last over. Hasn't bowled for at least 2 hours. And to be asked to come on and suddenly fire it up into the block hole is not probably what he wants, but he's got to do the job.
That's a wonderful shot. Elam was looking for the Yorker, and Marshall has got it right off the middle of the bat. And it's gone to 100 miles an hour through the covers.
See how far back he gets his right foot quite a long way back there, makes a Yorker into a half volley.
Without a no ball or a wide, this will be the last ball of the innings. It's 2:51 for 5 now. Marshall's 27, James 2. Slower ball. They'll get 2. So 2:53 is the end of the Hampshire innings. Good performance and a good contest in store.
Well, that's a good all-round performance, based on Robin Smith's 90, of course. Good all-round performance there. And I like the flourish of Mark Nicholas, 25 of 23 balls, and Malcolm Marshall flailing around 29 not out. 253 for 5 of 55 overs. But Kent were very tidy indeed in the field, and some excellent bowling. I thought by Iggleston especially, 11 overs, 1 for 39, and Hooper conceding 41 runs for his 1 wicket, and 2 wickets for Matthew Fleming, though rather expensively. And so, Hampshire 253 for 5, Kent 4 without loss when rain and bad light hit Lords. Kent need 250 more runs to win the match. So let's join them now. The last ball of the 7th over of the innings. Cardigan Connor bowls to Mark Benson, and the score is 11 for no wicket. And that's a cracking shot. Just over pitched, on leg stump, and flipped away to the square leg boundary. This is Malcolm Marshall. That's out. He's worked hard for Malcolm Marshall. Bowled some beautiful balls, just on off stump, some moving away, some cutting back, but that one's just that bit too much for Trevor Ward. He goes 17 for 1, Trevor Ward goes for 5.
Well, I said the breeze was right for the outswinger, and he's certainly got it going this morning. There's another fine delivery.
Neil Taylor is the new batsman.
John Ayling, the bowler. So Mark Nicholas has made that decision to rest his #1 bowler. It's never easy when a man's bowling as well as that. But he knows he likes to keep him for just 1 or 2 in case they do get in trouble.
Fielder there, Kevin James, now left-arm bowler. Watch what he does with the right arm. A lot of quick bowlers tend to suffer injured arms and throw their arms out, but he'll never do that. Not a great record. Economy rate not good also. But a useful young cricketer. That's why the economy rate is so high, because he does tend to bowl the odd loose delivery. And that 3 fielders on the leg side, so really shouldn't be bowling middle and leg. Well, that's a fine shot. Real old-fashioned clump there. It was a full length, and again John Ayling, boundary in his first over. Another one there. He's gone. So Taylor's had 4 or 5 attempts at that, and John Ayling's worked for that wicket and he's deserved it. A couple of loose overs to start with, and then he got his line right round about off stump, and he's got success with another victim for Bobby Parks, and now 38 for 2.
Mark Benson looking to now try and play with 2 shots. Picking that up from straight and hit down to square leg.
Good shot. He's got that away over the infield. Just for the 2. It's a nice, easy stroke. Wasn't necessarily trying to smash it right out to the boundary.
Change of bowling now at the pavilion end. It's going to be Sean Udall, the off spinner.
Picked his spot. Well placed shot. Picked his spot, and did it go to hand? Just got fingertips to it. And now Kevin James has been brought back into the attack, and he'll be bowling from the nursery end. Oh. Just the bit of luck that Kent needed brings the 100 up. And Mark Benson's 50. It's come off 83 balls. Up to 84 balls. And he's hit 6 fours. Benson making room to hit it the other side. That's a good shot. On some clumsy fielding. And Cardigan Connor there, perhaps just reluctant to give it the full stretch. He's had a hamstring problem. He could have got something there, and if he wasn't going to pick it up, then surely the big boot would have been a better bet. Well, everything is going Kent's way, and Hampshire are helping them. And this can soon spread through a side. The bowlers, they get fretful.
Yes, that wasn't good feeling, really. I don't honestly think he had any need to really slide there. I think he could have run around and picked that up, but the fact he was sliding, then he hit the ball with his knees and pushed it over for 4.
Bowled in. That's exactly what Hampshire needed. And Mark Benson, having done a very good job, has gone bowled by Kevin James. And that's a very, very relieved Hampshire side who are congratulating the bowler. End of a good innings there from Benson. Bowled by James for 59 within the 34th over, 116 for 3.
Well, Mark Benson will be annoyed because they've just got the impetus going and they really had come right back into the game. So he'll be very annoyed with himself here. But that's the shot he's been playing, looking to pick it up over square leg again. The ball just going back into him, going through the gap. And they say that's the shot he's been looking to play, picking it off the stumps. I mentioned earlier on that if he missed it, he would be out. He played that shot on 3 or 4 occasions. It'll be annoying now because they had got the impetus back there and they didn't need to do it just then.
Scheduled to come in next, Graham Cowdrey. Oh, done him. Played, trying to run it down, in the end doing nothing, and Udall has struck what may well be a crucial blow. Hooper gone, bowled in a terrible tangle, and suddenly 116 now for 4.
Well, how the game changes in just a few deliveries. There were Kent that suddenly got back into the game. 2 batsmen set, going well. Then both batsmen gone in the space of just a few deliveries. And that certainly is a vital one because Carl Hooper has got the ability to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Just a good length delivery. Really, there's no sort of shot at the finish. He looks to be almost taking the bat away from it. He's just trying to run it down, I suppose. Really poor shot at the finish, just chopping it onto the stumps.
That's a wonderful shot. That's Fleming at his very best because that was an iron hand shot. The footwork was, well, I'll let Ray Illingworth describe it.
Well, the shot was good, but the bowler won't be happy.
Jonathan Ayling. Oh, it's wonderful running. It really is, because they only look to be worth 2. And Cowdrey made that into 3. Well, Hampshire are making a really good fist of chasing what, if it is successful, will be the highest score ever to win a B&H final. Kent, in fact, now 171 for 4, and that 244 for 6 is the highest. That's by batting second at Kent, well in line at the moment. Oh, and even more now. Oh, he's caught him. Fine catch. Fine catch, skipper Nicholas. And Matthew Fleming was probably the real danger man for Kent. Nicholas has pulled it down, and it's as much relief as joy there among the Hampshire fielders.
So he's making a bit of room for himself. He cracked it quite hard. And Nicholas taking a good catch there. I think he was so delighted. If they'd have opened the gate, he'd run out of the ground there. Lap of honour. Shows how delighted he was in taking the catch. He realised that they had to break that partnership if they were probably going to win.
New batsman Steve Marsh, the Kent wicket-keeper, and he can also score quickly. High score last year of 71 at Old Trafford. Well, Parks has asked, and he asked with great confidence.
I think Bobby Parks there coming up for the first time, stopping Cowdrey making any room. Did drag, but got back just in time.
Udall has done it. 182 is the score when Udall slipped that quicker ball through Steve Marsh's defences. Cowdrey is unbeaten on 25. Marsh out for 7. And 6 wickets down.
Good bowling there by young Sean Udall. Quicker, full length delivery. Marsh trying to make a bit of room for himself, hitting towards cover, and by doing that he opens himself up, and that's the result.
Mark Elam is the new batsman. Word from Cowdrey as he goes past. 184 for 6. It's the 50th over. It's to be bowled by Malcolm Marshall. And in the normal course of events, you would expect to have 4 or 5 runs taken from it. Well, Kent need to get themselves into double figures of this over. Can't get 2. It's in the air. Whose is it? Gower? Yes, indeed it is. Cowdrey has gone, and I suspect with him, so too Kent's hopes. Had to be done. They were getting further and further behind the run rate required. Marshall the bowler. And Cowdrey could Gower bowl Marshall 27 from 50 balls. And Hampshire now right in the boxing. Elam is 1, and the new batsman is Martin McCaig. Way down the ground and over. That's quite a hit. Not too many men have hit Malcolm Marshall for 6 over long on, and it was done pretty much off the back foot. Not all that far away in the comparison, but they are now. The top spinner or arm ball looked like it to me. Confirmation perhaps from Raymond Illingworth.
I thought it probably looked like it may have been an arm ball. Full length, he got it right up there, which is important at this stage of proceedings.
Quite where Elam meant it to go, but it's still 4 runs. He was aiming at more or less over long on. It's pretty well caught. The ball flew so fast. Just like catching a sparrow. David Gower, the man standing at slip. Malcolm Marshall has the wicket. Richard Davis goes. And Hampshire within 1 wicket of triumph.
Well, that's a good catch by Gower at slip. It's the first time I've seen him doing first slip for Hampshire. And a full swing at this, so it will go reasonably quickly. And Gower there catching above his head. That's a good catch.
What a shot. That's the end of Marshall's over. 211 for 9 now.
Tremendous bit of hitting here by Elam again, getting right outside that off stump, a foot outside off stump, and hit it away to mid-wicket.
Little push for one from Eagleton would be the order of the day from the first ball. They'll take that. Well run by Elam. He was on the way. Premeditated single. Cardigan Connor the bowler.
Well, these are the sort of occasion when the bowler's quite within his right to stop, and probably warned the batsman for backing up. He must have been off very, very quick. He was certainly out of his ground there before he delivered the ball. And I think a bowler's quite right to stop if he wishes to and give them a gentle warning.
Hampshire have repeated their triumph of 1988 with that excellent slower ball from Cardigan Connor, defeating Elam as he advanced down the pitch. Elam out, bowled by Connor for 23. Eagleson 1. 212 the score for Kent.
And Mark Nicholas now accepts the cup. Very bad luck for him last year when he was injured when Hampshire won the end of the season one-day competition, the NatWest. But now here he is on the balcony, cup in hand, having played his part.